And we're live.
Hey, that's one way to do it. Carry it on. Keep going. I like that.
Welcome to episode 101 of the Center 50,
Dalmatians.
guys.
Oh,
No, not trying to get fucking canceled on that or get sued by fucking Disney.
yeah. Copyright
Fucking,
strike
never mind.
immediately.
Yeah, no shit. So,
Walt Disney's coming
unfortunately
up from the
tonight-
grave. Not from my watch.
Are the Jews gone yet?
Oh.
Put me back in. Just like that's a Family Guy reference,
Oh,
just so everybody
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
knows. It's on an episode of Family Guy. You can
Can't-
fact check it.
Canceled.
Yeah, unfortunately, TC doesn't have his awesome camera tonight.
Unfortunately.
You can't see his beautiful mug. But we're still going to roll with it. We're still going to give you a Would You Rather 2.0 episode because I was unable to participate in that one due to the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was when I was deployed in Europe. I was in Romania, and they did a few episodes without me because the show must go on. And I threw the idea out to here earlier to PJ. He was like, "Shit, we probably should record tonight because I'm not going to be here on the weekend." So I was like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and do that."
Yeah.
And we came to it, and I threw out a few ideas for topics. Try to some quick brainstorming. Didn't really get too much time to like think on some of the stuff. And I just like shotgun some ideas out. He was like, none of this stuff's really, sticking or popping out. So then I put out the idea of Would You Rather, and he's like, yeah, those are fun. Let's do that. And so I got a few, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, 2 that are actually like really good. And then other ones are kind of questionable. But I might think of some more, as the episode goes on,
Yeah. Yeah. I am trucking for you guys tonight. I am running on fumes. As I am for the last couple episodes. I've been tired as shit. My cup runneth over. Dost thou, bitch, ever stop filling? Oh, y'all hear this cough that I had 2 weeks ago? Remember 2 weeks ago I had this cough? It's still here. Yeah, so I probably have like long-term COVID or some shit. I don't know, but I know it's hard to do with you two idiots, but please don't make me laugh because Jesus Christ, I have a coughing fit and have a damn mini stroke. But here we are, episode 101. We got TC down there with the mini logo because he's gay and doesn't have a camera with him. And yeah, so coming off of episode 100, let's talk about 100 real quick. Episode 100 didn't quite go how I'd planned it. So if you guys remember, the people that have stuck around for a little while, we did that Welcome Home Daniel episode where we had Alex Fragi, Carl Markowski, a couple other people. Matt the Gym Rat. A couple people popped in for us. And the way that worked was I had talked to these guys and I essentially filled time slots. And it was kind of like a pop in, talk for a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next person. And that's how 100 was supposed to be. Well, this person backed out, this person had to move time, and then I'm trying to shuffle time for other people, and everybody just kind of fell on top of everybody. But it was fun. I had a good time with everybody, and I'm still grateful for the ones that were able to come hang with us. Some long time day one followers. Eddie from Infamous, repping our sponsor brand on here, look right there behind
Props
Daniel.
to him for sticking it out.
Yeah,
man.
God, he stayed with us for a very long time. Eddie's
he was a trooper on that one.
Yeah. So, and then, Hatch was sitting there waiting in the green room the whole time. And I was like, you know what, dude, just fucking pop in. Everybody else is in here. Just pop in. So
Might as well.
But it was a good time. We got the kiddos on the podcast. I was showing my wife the other day how I had Noah, sitting in my lap because he refused to go to sleep. And, that was a long night for me. That dude was not having it. But, here we are, 101. We've crossed that hurdle. And, here's to another 100 if we make it that far. That was 3 years of episodes. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. What's up with you guys? What's going on?
Nothing much for me, man. I'm currently on leave. I took all of October off. I was like,
Wish you would leave.
I mean, I can be like, you know what? Go ahead, send me to Europe, and then cancel my fucking move to Virginia. I'm pretty sure the army would be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. But
Yeah.
I actually had a bug this morning. I woke up feeling like shit. I had a cough just like you, but I actually coughed like it was like some brown mucus, dude. Like it just all
Ugh.
came up at once. Yeah, it was nasty,
It's
and
like
it all came out.
that's like blood.
Yeah, well, it all
It's
came
gross.
out, and then I instantly felt better, and then I'm slowly getting back to normal.
That's gross. Yeah, like dude, I feel fine. This shit's been going on for a while. I have no idea what's going on with me, and you know, hard headed me. I'm not taking any medicine because I have my reasons, but um,
Yeah,
It
man.
helps.
I have my reasons. But
Just
anyways, that's kind of what we die like men here. But this shit's been kind of just hanging on. I might have to fucking bite the bullet and take something, but like
Equal, you'll be fine.
You said
I
you're gonna eat a
feel-
bullet.
yeah, I feel
do. Oh my god.
I
50 cows.
I feel fine. I just have a fucking cough, and if I go into a laughing fit, then it really like jiggles the fucking 7 inches of mucus that's in my lungs. So
You sure it's mucus?
yeah, it's in my yeah.
7 inches of what?
So, yeah. I knew. You know what? I knew that was coming. I should have said 2. Then you could have been more relatable. So, but yeah, here we are. Figured we'd get something like this pumped out to you guys. I don't know. Leaving in the morning ish. I don't know if I have time to get this out by first thing Monday. Maybe Monday evening, but figured we kind of do something kind of low key for you guys. It's kind of quiet on the home front, and not a lot of stuff going around. Not a lot of stuff going around in paintball.
I'm
So
gonna drop that down.
yeah, so just something to kind of fill the gaps tonight and just shoot the shit and hang out with you guys. What I did want to do was highlight a couple of comments. I mean, you know, we get a couple comments on our Spotify, just kind of right off of episode 100. Just a couple. Chris Struck threw on there. Thanks for having me on. Once again, sorry for interrupting y'all right off. And then, you know, no big deal. We enjoyed it. DJ Docs said, I played Matt from Naughty Dogs from back in the day, getting back into it. He's still around at KC Crusaders in Washington State. He has his 11-year-old out there playing. Both of them shot me Sunday. Lord have mercy. Fargo's always in the comments here. He said, congratulations on hitting 100. I've enjoyed every episode. Thank you for being here, sir. We do appreciate the love and support. Justin Cochran, congratulations, guys. Here's to 100 more. Yes, sir. So we're going to just kind of highlight some of those comments because, you know, we do see them. We do, you know, enjoy the engagement and stuff. So thanks for that. And we're glad that you're all here and are enjoying our little bit of bullshit that we've been putting together for you.
You serious?
Yeah. I got to get on this fucking soundboard because I can do it now. Look. Hey, y'all. Look, I'm Daniel.
Bruh.
Yeah. See, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh.
Don't fucking do it like that, you fucking cunt.
I'll do it again.
Please don't.
Like the goofy meme. I'll fucking do it again. Oh my
I'll
god.
fucking do it again. Anywho,
So
yeah. So I actually love seeing any type of engagement throughout any of the socials, because it just shows that people are actually listening to the content. But in all honesty, even if people weren't really listening to it, I still put this shit out just because I enjoy it. You know, shooting the shit and talking paintball with you guys.
oh, ain't no doubt.
You are sounding like me on that red versus blue.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's rough. It is rough. I feel perfectly fine. I just can't fucking stop coughing. So, probably got a Walter White thing going on here. Hopefully not.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, real quick. Before we get into this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then we can jump into these questions. So been about a week or two now. We might have, forgive me, episode 100 is kind of a blur. No, he did. We talked about it. So yeah, Ryan officially left from the Sidelines podcast, And he pretty much handed the reins over to our homie Stephen Hatch from DMG, who's been on here several times. And I just wanted to say he's released his first episode on his own. It was him and Brando, and then they brought on Smiley Joe for a guest. And they had some like internet obstacles they were trying to hurdle over, and but the episode turned out fine. I think Hatch did an amazing job. You know, he's this is all very new to him. You know, throwing together episode and you know, the little thumbnails, just the little things, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny if you listen to Ryan's last episode. I was able to finally listen to it the other day, and Ryan did have a little mini crash out, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! You fucking spill your tea, dude, spill it." But it's a great episode to listen to. He's been holding some shit in for a while, but you know, for Ryan, I hope nothing but the best for him. He seems to have a full plate of just podcasts that he's on, that he produces, that he edits, or whatever. So. You know, here's to, you know, a bright future in your new career. And I'm sorry that this, you know, your passion project had to take a back seat for it. But, you know, it is what it is. And I think From the Sidelines is in good hands. You know, Hatch is very passionate about it. And, you know, we're not professionals here by no means. We're actually fucking idiots. That means you too, TC.
As you can see from the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, look at the lack of TC's camera. Like, I mean, come on here. So, but no, I hope nothing but for the best for Brando and Hatch. And if you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will be fucking idiots together. And I mean, we'll figure it out. If you know, look at the background on the YouTube. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Second. But yeah, if you guys need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I hope
Copy written.
I help you any way that you can. For the podcast listeners that aren't on YouTube, Daniel just put a sweet picture of TC on his background of him striking a pose in a bathing suit and a life jacket. It kind of made me go from 6 to midnight.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But who wants to do the let's jump right into this since you're kind of crunched for time, PJ. Who wants to start it off with the would you rather?
Not it.
Because I have two
How about
two
the
questions.
You,
Wait, what?
I don't have the questions, so whoever has the questions has to do them.
I have some.
I have
All
a
right,
couple.
so I'm definitely gonna save. I have a star beside one of them. I'm gonna save that for towards the end because that's a good one. All right, so this one just was a shot in the not really a shot in the dark, but just something sporadic or whatever. Would you rather shoot a spool valve or a poppet, like kind of like the Ego, like the open bolt marker?
TC?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I like the old. Are you talking like the old cockers?
No, so like kind of like a DM6 or like a enclosed bolt system, a spool valve,
Yeah.
or like the Ego where it's like an open bolt fucking marker.
I mean, probably now more like the spool valve. I feel like it has less opportunity to malfunction.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hear that a lot.
less probable shit of like fucking gunk getting
Got
down
kind of
there.
good stuff in it. Yeah. Not AK, but yeah, it's gonna jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Egos can be workhorses, man, but I've seen a lot more Egos go down in like obviously like wet weather and shit than any fucking spool valve.
Yeah,
So, like, that's-
they say
that's the
that's
hard
why
one.
Yeah.
they say that's why you don't see a lot of LV2s in the pro field. There's a couple of guys on Infamous shooting LV2s.
And Impact.
Yeah, and that's what I meant. That's what
Yeah.
I meant, Impact.
There's probably about like 6 or 7 fucking pros that are sponsored by Planet Eclipse that shoot LV2s because I know some people on Arsenal shoot one,
mhm.
Infamous, I believe, and then Impact, and I want to say maybe the Hurricanes. Probably, I think they all shoot like CS3. So
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of poppets. You know, I'm An 05 Ego is one of my favorite markers of all time. Outside of like some of the private label 06 Egos, like Dark Ego, Nexus Ego, shit like that. So I think the efficiency of the spool valve is a little bit more appealing. But there's just something about watching that bolt going back and like being able to watch the mechanical, action, and just I can see the gun working. You know what I mean? I just prefer it that way. Like, I mean, yeah, I shoot a Lux, but if I would have waited like 3 or 4 more months when I didn't know the LV2 was coming out, I wasn't a fan of the 1.6 because I didn't care for the AT pipe. And next thing I know, I buy the Lux, the TM40, and then boom, fucking LV2 comes out, and I'm like, yeah, great, that sucks. So if I had it my way, I'd have an LV2. I could still get one, but I don't play on it. I don't play on it much, so I can't justify just going to buy another gun.
Well, I was going to say take your Lux down to Cup and trade it or whatever.
I don't want to get rid of it.
But yeah, I remember you bringing that up. That was the first one that you bought, your high-end marker.
Yes, my first brand new high-end marker right out the box. I love the colorway. It's the pure and teal, like the polished teal, and yeah, I have no reason to get rid of it. I don't want an LV2 more than the Lux, but if I had the option between buying one or the other brand new, I would have bought the LV2. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Too, like you say, not just seeing the mechanics, but just thinking about, a bolt, an old school bolt. Like I'm just thinking back to my Tipman and my Spider, and there's just a noise that they make that you can't beat it. It's that ching ching ching.
Sounds like a force.
Yeah.
A fucking
the 05, the 05 and 06 fucking Egos, man. Those things were like goddamn cannons going off, dude.
I think the 08s were the loudest ones. Jesus Christ, those things are.
Yeah,
08s
all those are
loud.
loud. See, I don't know because I'm on the fence of that. Like when I wrote that question down, I was like, damn, I don't know if I could actually like legitimately like pick one side because when I wrote this question down, I was thinking more of like back in the day, like the 05, 06 days. Even the fucking like 2004 with the DM4 and shit like that. But what really popped in my mind was the early Ego platforms like the DM6 and the DM7. And it was like just remembering like using one of Jim's fucking DMs and he had that shit dialed in and it was fucking butter. And like the grouping on that thing was fucking nuts. And then just like that black DM6 that you had that was Leeds, that motherfucker was dialed in. And that was this day.
That was the best shooting marker in South Carolina. I put my money on it.
Dude, that was, oh my God, man, I still can't believe you got rid of it. But like,
I guess I answered my own question here. Because I
made
sold
way more bad trade deals than you have ever had.
I sold a spool valve to buy I was going to buy the Dark Trooper, and then the money got misappropriated by somebody that was not me. Somebody needed to borrow that money, and I never got returned that money. So, but I guess that does answer mine because when you asked that question, I thought the same thing. I was thinking like, DM6 versus like 05 Ego. I wasn't thinking like newer stuff because all the newer stuff shoots fairly the same, until you put a force in your hand and it's ting 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 ting. But
yeah. I don't know, man. That last force that I had, I didn't have that much of a ping on mine. I had mine pretty good. I don't know, man. If I have to choose one, I'm probably gonna have to say spool valve myself.
Yeah.
Just for the sure fact of the smoother shot, not necessarily more air efficient, because the Ego, if I remember right, the Ego was nowhere near as much as a gas hog as like the DM6 and the DM7 was.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong, but that's just the way that I remember it, Now the Shocker, on the other hand, I felt like was way more like the SFT Shocker was way more of a fucking gas hog than any of them.
Yeah.
But
that DM4,
when I say spool valve, I'm
is a
thinking
gas
like,
hog. Holy shit, that bitch will burn a tank at 15 a second. I think I got like 2 hoppers in a pod, and that was it.
That's bad compared
Yeah.
to nowadays fucking
Yeah.
efficiency. Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with spool valve just
Yeah.
because of the smooth shot and stuff like that. Because I love a smooth shooting marker.
Okay.
All right. Next question.
So, would you rather? This is just something. These are all just spitball questions. I don't have as many like situationals. Like I might have asked. I have 1 or 2, but like I had asked TC, like would he rather like 1v1 Chris Lasoya in his prime or like a current pro or whatever. Excuse me. I don't have a lot of shit like that. So, would you rather JT continue making their clear variations or stop with what we have now? So, in example, like we're doing all these birthstones, and it seems like we're getting a lot of re-releases because there's a lot of birthstones that are close in color. So you got like 3 different clear blue flexes. Daniel's got a clear and gray one back there. I have a clear one. I have 2 clear ones. You know, you got 3 or 4 red ones now. Yeah.
Not happy with the Ruby release, by the way,
Yeah.
because that's my birth month and I was gonna buy that, but I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I hate my
If I
birth
if I would buy it, I would buy the frames. That'd be it. That would literally be it.
Yeah. What's y'all's thoughts? Would you rather them continue making them or just stop where we're at? Like finish out the Birthstone collection and then just quit?
I mean, what would be the next? You know, what comes after the birthstone? Are they going to do something else, or you just mean stop changing?
just
stop all the colors altogether.
Stop with the clears like the ice and the clears all together, and just go back to like their now. Let me just throw a little tidbit in here. By no means do I want JT to go back to doing fucking dipped prints of skirts and shit, but like you know, just go back to like patterns on the nose piece and black skirts and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. TC, you want to answer first?
I'd say just go back to. Go back to them. Unless you're wanting to do, like you said, collector stuff. I know Daniel. What you should do is get one of each one, and then get one of each of the clear N64s and stick it on top of them.
Oh my god!
Once that's done, they can stop. You can spend like $5,000, but
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt.
Oh my god, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna go buy a cube shelf, like a collectible. Buy the fucking the orange 64, but they don't have an orange flex like that.
They probably will.
I'm sure they eventually will. I'd say do the birthstones, man, and fucking stop. Honestly, it's a weird fucking market. I think they're flooding it, but you don't see any of like the OG prices necessarily going down. They're kind of, from what I've seen, they're kind of like in limbo, and they're just stated they're planning out essentially.
Yeah.
Because everybody was wanting some type of clears when the clears started fucking skyrocketing, and then JT's like, "Oh, here you go, market," and they've been selling out left and right, and some of them are good. Like the vintage one that I got, like I only bought it for the fucking nose because it's a gray nose. It's something different. I don't want clear colored bottoms. I don't. I like the old school eyes or whatever that they did, but I'm not too crazy about like the green, the fucking blue, and all this other shit. If I get a flex, I prefer to have a dark colored bottom and a different colored like nose that's on the skirt, and then frames. And I'd rather have black ears. I don't want the whole fucking mask to be one solid color. Me personally, I don't like that.
I get why they're doing it. You know, it's a homage to the eyes
100%,
to the eyes series, but like money.
Yeah, well, money too. But like, I just think it's too much. I really do. I think it's just overdoing it.
Yeah. I think they produced a fuck ton of clears, like clear skirts, and they were like, all right, dip these this color, dip these this color, dip these this color, or whatever. But like, I'm glad when they came out with the original black nose, clear bottom, clear frames. I'm glad they did that because it was getting ridiculous seeing clear OG bottoms for $500 or $600. That was stupid, and people that were paying that were stupid. You're paying, you know,
Yellowed out too.
yeah. I mean, you could bring them back with Soul Bright, but you're paying $500 or $600 for a 20-year-old bottom that could crumble in your lap. Who knows. So when the clears dropped, yes, I bought two, rock one, stock one. I got one on the shelf back there, opened, and I got one in the box just because. Fuck me, I was kind of pissed that I missed out on the clear Revo 2 drop. The only thing that I've been interested in really since they've dropped this shit is, other than outside of all the Revo 2 stuff, is somebody, I forget who it was, just dropped a olive nose clear bottom today, and I was like, ooh,
Misfits.
yeah. I was like,
Supposed to be the
ooh,
Misfits.
I like that. So it's a direct homage to the original one, and like there's like JT dropped some kind of like olive shit the other week, and it was terrible. Like it was fucking awful. So I think that it's a little played out now. I think the flex hype, I think we hit the peak of the flex hype like last year or so, and I kind of feel like we're on a downhill spiral. I don't see people like fighting and shit in the JT page as much anymore over, let me get that. The 33 threads strap pipe is still real. He's still selling out his drops real fast, and and that's awesome. But like as far as like all these colored flexes and stuff, when they originally announced the Birthstone series, I was like, damn, I wouldn't mind having one of each, just to have it. Stack them up in the corner over here that you can't see because I blurred my background because it's fucking nasty in here. But just stack them in a corner or something, 6 on 6 and whatever. But then they stopped. They didn't do them once a month. They're dropping them at events, so like you get 3 or 4 variations of these Birthstones per event, and I think that's kind of shitty. I think that if you have a July Birthstone mask, you should drop it for order in July. You got a July mask, you couldn't get that bitch till September, and I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
So, but no, that was my question.
You mean the answer?
Question and my answer.
Oh yeah, that was your question. TC, do you have one? That's a no. All right.
No, hold on. I can think of something real quick. Do you prefer the old style pants, or are you gay?
Do not. Let me read you my second question. Go back to baggy fit gear or stay current with smaller fitting gear, more form fitting. I'm not bullshitting you. That was my next question.
Listen,
So
baggy,
perfect.
Nuts don't fit in the pants. I don't know about you, but
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I like the fact like the baggy clothing back then was like, let's see if I could put it, like it was known for paintball. You know what I mean? Except for that one time that me and PJ walked into fucking Bojangles on the way to the field,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you guys going to ride dirt bikes?" And
Yeah,
me
we-
and PJ just looked at each other.
We had t-shirts on, but we had the big JT pants and shit. And I was wearing my excessive pants, and Daniel had like JT pants.
motocross.
Yeah, they thought we were
Yeah,
biking.
well,
we
I
were
was here's the kick to that. I had my jersey on, and it said JT
Oh, yeah.
paintball, and I was like, "Yeah, dirt bikes. Yeah, we're going to ride." But I didn't mind joggers when I wore them, but after wearing the joggers, and I kind of got over that shit, man. I wasn't a fan. I like the more like form fitting. I don't like the super baggy shit anymore, just because it's become uncomfortable, and I would say that maybe the quality of some of these pants can be like, a little bit better in regards of some of the joggers and shit like that, like as like across the whole platform. I feel that with the baggier pants and the thickness of those pants, they held up a lot more. Now everybody's trying to be as light as possible, as thin as possible, that you're only giving yourself so much material, and that material is only going to last so much. You know what I mean? And especially there's a lot more fields now that have like turf, and then some of these pants they don't hold up to turf all that well. I could tell you right now, the baggier pants, like the JT tournament team pants, would not hold up on turf that well if it's just constantly bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
I feel like that would cut into that material pretty damn good.
I miss the Kevlar,
Kinda
the
on the
big
fence.
Kevlar knees.
Yeah.
Mine's mostly nostalgia, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah,
See, the tournament pants that you got, TC, I'm trying to find some of those just to fucking have, you know? They're not super baggy like the team pants or the tournament pants that I used to have, because I remember PJ having the blue ones, like the blue team pants that he got. Those things were like parachutes. And then the tournament pants that I had, which was the next ones after what you had, like the next model, so to speak,
Yeah.
those were super fucking baggy. But I've always tried to find the ones that you had because they felt more, they were more comfortable to me, but I never was able to fucking get a pair.
Yeah, I used to wear them sometimes, just like around, because I liked them. They're comfortable. I got weird looks, but
fuck 'em.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to this day, I still wear old pants. Like I have a very nice pair of excessive pants, JT team pants. Those are like the Draxus trauma pants are my favorite pants of all time. But playing wise, my favorite pants that I've ever played in, because I have never worn a like modern set of paintball pants. So my favorite pants that I've ever played in were the JT teams. The big Kevlar knees. I never wore knee pads with those pants, because the knees were 17 inches thick with Kevlar.
Yep.
But yeah. I mean, I like my OG stuff. I don't like stuff to kind of hug me. I'm a bigger boy, anyways, so my nuts are gonna be ripping out of these joggers if I put them on. I'm gonna have a massive lap over. But yeah, camel toe, anyways, but I do want to pick up a set of like more modern pants, maybe like Pro DNA drop the Pro Cores. They don't have the jogger, they don't have the jogger bottoms on them. So but I prefer the old, just because I'm still, I'm like your dad that says that carbureted motors are better than fuel injected motors, because that's just what he knew when he was coming up, which is bullshit, because I don't have to go out in the winter and tune my carburetor with a fucking screwdriver every time I want to drive my car. So, if carburetors were better, everybody would still have a fucking carburetor in their car, but we don't now, do we? But anyways, yeah, I prefer my older stuff. The bigger, the more baggy. I don't want to be like 2005 Ag, being 110 pounds wearing a 6X pair of pants with a belt, But yeah,
I can agree with that. That's kind of what I'm at.
yeah. Like you got pictures of you recently in your trauma pants. Like those are sweet ass pants. I have a pair now. I got to get them fixed. The dude didn't tell me they had a hole in the knee. I'm like, well, fuck. But that's fine, because if they were in brand new condition, I wouldn't want to play in them. Now I know they're ripped. I'm going to get somebody to sew them up for me. They're a little bit big. They're like a 3X or something like that. And I wear a 2 in those pants. Like my camo ones are 2s. So I'm going to get some belt loops sewn on them and shit. I'm going to sew the knee up, get me some knee pads. And next time I play, that's probably the pants I'll wear. But, yeah, I'm like, those are sweet ass pants. I mean, damn, and they're also, when you they're conversation pieces in a way, but like when you show up to a field in those, everybody's like, look at this old bitch. He hadn't bought gear since 2007.
Yeah, look at TC.
Ain't no lie.
Throwback.
Yeah, all that shit's coming back full circle now. They're like TC's Barbary jersey and them old JT pants. Like Chris Caputo was looking for those pants last year. But yep. I got good money for these pants in good condition. Nobody could get them any.
I think wasn't he looking for like size 32?
Yeah.
Like TC, what size are those? No.
Let me go find out. They're not in great condition. I know that.
He about to sell them.
Never mind then.
No.
He's like, yo, let me DM this guy.
I don't even know where it says what size they are.
They probably said somewhere at fucking one point.
The tag probably doesn't. Yeah, it's got a tag in the back, but I can't read it.
Made in Bangladesh.
let's see. This is Chula Vista, California, made in USA. But it does not have a size.
Oof.
6X. That's an insight.
No, Lord.
Yeah, I have no. They're probably 34s, or they're either 32s because they're a little big on me.
Oh,
In the waist.
God. That one almost went over my head. Oh, it was like, oh my God. Yeah, that was a good one. All right. Moving on.
God.
Moving on. Next one. Yeah.
All right. So would it be mine since that was TC's?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going back in the day, and I'm doing air quotes here for people that can't see me on the YouTubes. Build a spider, right? With how back in the day you had all this customizable extra aftermarket parts for your marker. Now this is for like the junkyard days now. Build a spider or build a Tipman marker to like play in the woods in the junkyard and stuff like that, like how we grew up.
Spider.
Oh my God.
Spider.
See, that's a really hard one for me because I did both.
Spider.
I will
Next
say that. God, that's a hard one for me. I played more with the Tipman. I'm gonna have to go with
He just like, don't make me laugh.
I'm gonna have to go with the spider too, just because of the aesthetics of the gun. There's nothing you could put on a Tipman that would make it look good. It looks like bricky,
You can spray paint it red.
Yeah, you can spray paint it red. You can camo wrap it. But yeah, spiders, you could deck them out. They look sick. That TL Plus I had I wish I'd never gotten rid of that.
My biggest argument is, one, spimmy builds. You know what I mean? You can, you can mate the Timmies and the spiders. Spimmy builds. Two, the spider is more versatile than a Tipman. Tipman is exactly what it is. Sure. Tipman Effect tried to bring them big fucking tanks into Speedball. They had some pretty big names on Tipman Effect at one point, and they they did very well, but that was one group of people. You can take a spider and you can play a tournament with it. Now, are you going to be as good as somebody with a fucking G3? No, absolutely not. But you'd be better off. Oh God, you'd be better off than somebody that has a Tipman. But I mean, if you look at it from both sides, you can upgrade the Tipman. You can E-trigger the Tipman, expansion chamber. All this shit you can do. A lot of the same shit that you can do to a spider, but the spider is just more ergonomic. It's lighter. It's easy to me. They're easier to work on, because you don't have to lift a 10-pound body block around to get all the parts off of it. So
I want to say the E-Blade, or not E-Blade, whatever it was. You could upgrade the spider from a semi-auto to a an automatic or a true semi-auto marker easier than you could have done.
Yeah.
It's called like the E-trigger is what the technical term for.
Yeah, that was a direct bolt on. All you had to do was bolt that bitch on and put a battery in the frame, and that was it. The Tipman, you got to engineer that motherfucker to make it an E-trigger.
I'm gonna have to go with spider as well, just for, if I remember correctly, there was definitely way more options for upgrades. There was way more better aesthetics, with milling and stuff
way
like
more
that.
options for milling all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and you could actually put a better regulators. I'm pretty sure you could still put a fucking CP reg on a spider. I think they had that option. If not, I know 32 Degrees had an expansion chamber regulator or some shit like that for it.
I had it on that Spider TL Plus. I had the 32 Degrees expansion chamber. It's the first thing I put on.
Yeah, so they have. I think they have way more options. Now my only, I would say, argument with that, we choosing over Spider over Tipman would be you're going for aesthetics and customization over durability, because if you think about it, you're running around, you don't really know how to properly dive. You think you're diving all kinds of cool, but in all reality, you're beating the shit out of your fucking marker. And then going into durability, you have the fucking feed neck for the Tipman 98 for your hopper on that one versus the feed neck, the plastic feed neck like that for the Spider. You know what I mean? Because you had to have that adapter. You had to go from marker adapter to the hopper. With the 98, it had that fucking lever where the whole fucking elbow would drop over it and you can clean or whatever. So like it's kind of like tit for tat, you know what I mean? But if I had to choose between the two, it'd definitely be a Spider.
Can I make a rebuttal here?
Go for it.
So the Tippmann is extremely more durable by a mile. But you can still beat the fuck out of a Spider. I mean, damn, they ain't got but a valve and a spring and a bolt and that's it. But you can beat the dog shit out of. And if you do absolutely nothing to it, then yeah, you got that big fucking plastic double screwed feed neck. But if you're upgrading it like you're talking about doing the E trigger and the expansion chamber and all that shit, then you could buy clamping feed neck and solve that problem. So if I'm able to put a little bit of money into my Spider,
did offer those.
Remember, it was 2 bolts. Yep. It was 2 bolts to take. They had little tabs on each end. So if I'm able to put money into the Spider to do the E trigger and the feed neck and like a barrel, I'm fucking long shot. I'm taking the Spider any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
You're right. I forgot about that upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I ever damaged on the Spider was like the beaver tail.
I'm half of those. Half of those don't even stay on. Yeah, just like Daniel said.
Yeah, I took one off and then I hit myself in the face and the finger with a bolt, and I decided to put it back on.
I was bullshitting with Daniels one day, and I had a flex that I had bought from a teammate of ours, and I scratched my brand new chrome mirror lens with that fucking beaver tail, and yeah, I was highly upset about that. Brand new, just and people who have played before, they know I put that bitch right in the center of that fucking lens and a big old gouge in it, and I just had to learn to live with it because I didn't have money to replace the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say one of my favorite add-ons to fix that problem on the Tippmann and to keep junk from getting inside it. Also, one of the best name add-ons ever was the Rocket Cock.
Oh my god! Rocket Cock.
It covered the whole side, and you just snapped it back. It was like you're freaking hitting a charging handle.
Jesus Christ!
Rocket
Cock.
That's what we should have named our podcast, the Rocket Cock Paintball Podcast. Yeah. Moving forward. Is it my turn?
All right, next question. Yep.
How long have we been going for? Because I might 1-2 skip a few of these motherfuckers. Here, I'll tell you right now. All right, yeah, I might skip this one. Go to the next one. Would you rather watch our current format and players as we have them now, our current NXL format, 5-man, and our impacts and Dynasty and Infamous and shit like that? Or would you rather be able to relive the golden era with how we view paintball now? So would you rather bring like 2005, 2006 up to where we are with like the OG Dynasty, the Naughty Dogs, Bob Long's Intimidators, shit like that? Would you rather and have all of those guys readily accessible in the palm of our hands through our phones like we do now, or would you rather watch what we have that seems to be, people tend to think that aren't, I mean, it's true. I mean, I don't want to say they tend to think, we're in a more professional sport era than we were back in the golden days, air quotes.
I'm trying to make sure I understand your question. So are you saying, would you rather have the old school, like you said, 04, 05, 06 paintball now with the ways to watch it that we have now?
Yeah, like just wipe out everything that we have right now. We don't have the current teams and formats. You bring a time machine, all those guys up to now, and we're living in the golden era, the 05, 06, and like if we go to a tournament, that's what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Oliver Lang on Dynasty. We're going to watch, Rocky Newth on Naughty Dogs and watch 7-man and shit like that. Or would you rather just let that lie in the past and be happy with what we have now?
Damn, that's a fucking tough one. I don't know, man, because I have. All right. I'm all right. I'm not gonna that because I have a somewhat of a similar question that I was gonna save for like second to last. Or actually, no, I'll dive it in because it's very very similar to your question. My question was, would you rather relive the junkyard or excuse me, um, in person watch Trauma versus Red Legion or Dynasty take or excessive be taken take down Dynasty?
Can I answer that
Or
now?
would you? Or no. So like,
Oh.
we'll do this on a two part. We'll do this on a two part. Um, so your question essentially is saying basically move those groups of old school ballers and like those golden era of gameplay into the media coverage that we have now for accessibility purposes, like the fucking not Go Sports, what is it called now? I
MLPB
can't
Plus or something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. Excuse me, I think I got PJ's cough now.
I'm sure.
Weak genetics.
Yeah, I guess I would fucking rather just probably leave it like it is
Okay.
because I like the way that story was told through Dirter and stuff like that. I like how that was brought to light. I like how that media was covered and you had to go out and get a fucking DVD or, download something from Dirter for like 300 feet per second or all these fucking trailers. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say, like, leave it as it is for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it is hard because I mean, yeah, I would not want to get rid of the past because you know where we came from to where we are now. I think personally, if the old school way of play and kind of the attitude about it, how it used to be, was current and was available on social media for a wider audience to see, I think it would be more popular.
Yeah.
Because it's more of an extreme. That was for sure more of an extreme era, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Like not downplaying what we have now because obviously it's more refined. But yeah, just the grit of that old school. I wouldn't want to get rid of either one, and I may be misinterpreting your question, but I think I would like to see where the sport could have grown if we had that old school mentality, that old school, like you said, the glory days, to an extremely wider audience.
Yeah.
More exposure, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so torn on it because I really love what we have right now. The professionals that we have in our sport, the majority of them carry themselves in such such high regards. They all understand that they're steamrolling the sport. You know what I mean? You have a couple of bad apples and that don't seem to give good looks, but and then on the other end, you go back to the golden era, and you just have, I could just imagine, like I never got to go to a pro event back then, so I could just imagine like 7-man, like semi-uncapped, or like a NXL 15 balls a second, and these guys are just, like TC said, just carrying themselves with massive grit.
Yeah. But
then when you look at what we have now, these guys have, they've learn from, and a lot of these guys played back then, so it's not like everybody that's here has had a torch passed on to them, but these guys have learned so much in 20 years of playing paintball that sitting in real time and watching the pros work the field as they've dissected it in practice and just see these crazy moves. Back in the day, somebody would make a big move, but it was like a big, crazy, up the middle, just by chance move that, maybe I'll get one or two people. But then, and it's great. I love watching that. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing that. The Oliver Lang run-throughs. It was amazing. Crystal Sawyer run-throughs. Amazing. These are things that we all talk about today. Crystal Sawyer capping a dude point blank in the back of the head. We talk about that today. But then you look at what we have now, and you see a guy that he can sit in a fucking blind spot in a field in the wide open and pick 4 players off because he's studied the field to, more than he knows the back of his hand. And that might be boring to some people, but for somebody that has played paintball, you know, for them carrying themselves with such a high paintball IQ, somebody like me who's just a casual player, I would have never seen that dead zone. I would have never known that existed. So to watch these guys dissect the field and just pick it apart, and how they communicate with each other, and how they, how athletic these players are now. These guys, there's the question is always, would the current guys beat the older guys? I think they would fucking steamroll them. That's just that's, if you take Dynasty now and you take them versus 05 Dynasty, there's amazing players on 05 Dynasty, but I think they would fucking steamroll them, or let's just say Dynasty, which don't get me wrong, I love the guys on Dynasty now, but let's just say Dynasty 2 or 3 years ago, Marcelo, just the Dynasty that went on that like 2-year run or whatever.
Yeah,
they would fucking steamroll those guys. It's no, there's yeah, I mean, there's just so much more knowledge, and they know that, and these are just things that it's just casual conversation banter, but I'm so stuck in the middle. I really don't have an answer for it because I love both of them. Sometimes I go back and watch old Dirt videos when I can, just to kind of relive the glory days. Sometimes I watch Go Sports YouTube channels, to kind of just see what's going on now, and for maybe some shit that I can catch for the events. But it's kind of like apples to oranges. Like, yeah, they're both paintball, but they're both played two different ways.
Mm-hmm. You can't have one without the other.
Most definitely, and it was an extremely open-ended question or whatever. But yeah, it was just something everybody loves to compare the two all the time. So I was like, yeah, let's throw that little tidbit in there.
If I can throw a different comparison on top of that, and if this makes sense, it's almost to me, because I've grown up my whole life watching football, playing football, love football, sports ball. So like the older school football, mid late 80s, early 90s, just again kind of the brutality of it.
I'm not quick on that. I'm not quick on that trigger. Yeah.
There's something about that now. It's more refined. There's rules in place. There's more of a science to it. It's more data driven. It's more streamlined. And like the greatest teams of the 80s, or even let's there's always a debate if somebody says, well, hey, could the best college team beat the worst pro team? And absolutely not. They got to get 100 dropped on them. It's like the better teams from those late years in the 80s and 90s. Could they play? Maybe play and compete? But no, they're going to get destroyed at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a great it's a great comparison. Like, I mean, we're sitting here cutting up because we don't watch football, but no, and what you said is exactly how I wanted to say it without using proper terminology because I'm fucking stupid. But no, you're exactly right.
Trying to make words.
Yeah, and now, but we all know OJ fucking did it, and now he's dead. Now he's dead. Rest in hell, you fucking bitch. Yeah. Moving on.
Oh man. Next question. All right, so let's go to the two-part. Was like, in person, would you rather watch Baltimore Trauma take down the Russian Legion in the old NXL days in 2005, or in X-Ball in the PSP days have Excessive take down Dynasty?
That's a tough one for me because when Excessive took down Dynasty, it hurt me right in my feels. But it was a huge moment for somebody to kind of take that flame. I mean, and granted, you mean see it live, because I mean technically we saw it, but you mean like in person?
Like at the event, actually watching it.
Yeah, I'd probably say that one just for the importance of that historical event, I guess, in paintball.
EJ, you want me to go, or are you gonna do yours last?
I'm gonna watch the Trauma game.
Not saying I don't want to watch that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch the Trauma game if I don't fucking die from cough first. But it's just, it was such a pivotal moment for what we considered the homegrown, the home state team. Trauma was 2 hours up the road from us. So that was huge for us little guys over here in South Carolina, for our team to take World Cup, and take it from a powerhouse like Russian Legion. Those guys are on a roll. You had young Fetty, you had young Mishka, Kirill, just amazing players. And, and the Russians were a powerhouse to be reckoned with. So, and then, for us, like that, for me, that moment is so pivotal. And I took the damn song off of the Natural Selection DVD and put it on our podcast. That's how influential that moment was for me. So I would love more than anything in paintball to be able to see that live, because it's just like, it seemed like it was kind of back and forth. And then when they got to that second half or whatever, Legion couldn't really do anything with them. But it just seems like you'd be on the edge of your seat watching that, because you want your team to win. Like everybody respects the Russians. Like those guys are all awesome guys, and even so back then. But like, you got the whole crowd cheering USA, USA, and Lucian and T Hump are throwing shit into the damn stands. And I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that is one of the most iconic moments in paintball, because people like Dynasty and Excessive and all these teams, they get all this recognition because, they were the top 2 or 3 teams for forever. And, they battled it out. These were the West Coast guys, and, they got all the love. But then you got these little East Coast boys, homegrown ass Baltimore Trauma, and they win World Cup. I equate that to kind of like Fit beating Impact last year. I kind of put that on the same card, but I digress.
So mine, I don't know, man. I thought of that question. I was like, ooh, that's a good one. And I haven't been able to truly answer it for myself yet, because I agree with everything that literally you just said about Baltimore Trauma taking down Legion. But my thing with the whole Dynasty versus Excessive, like, yeah, I've always been a Dynasty fanboy and everything. But looking at Excessive and watching the Heroes for a Day and how everything unfolded with that, like how much time, effort, and everything, how that team was literally put together to try to beat Dynasty, to put up, a powerhouse team together to beat those guys. And then they finally did it, but they didn't do it just once. They did it like 2 or 3 times. And you know what I mean? Like, whatever they were doing was working. And honestly, if we went to California, we went to the West Coast back then, probably wouldn't have been able to talk to hardly any of those guys, right? If we would have went to fucking PBC Rock Hill, the Trauma guys would have fucking talked to us and, played yada, yada, yada. There were some cocky motherfuckers on that squad, but they weren't like, overly cocky like how some of the guys were back in the day, where they're like, "Oh, I'm a professional paintball player."
We had a couple of them out at our home field. We didn't get to go, but Heyman Chapman and another dude, I can't remember the other guy's name, went out there and they did a clinic for y'all's team.
Asylum,
yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure they were paid for it, but still.
Yeah, everybody had a chip in for that,
but they were there.
I couldn't afford that back then. Yeah, they did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. If I was gonna have to watch the Trauma take down Legion, I would have to watch them throughout the entire event to see that build up. Because if you watch Natural Selection, all right, it shows like how they were almost knocked out. I think it was like Oakland Assassins almost knocked them out. I believe it was.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I have to go back and watch it. It's been a minute, but they were almost knocked out, and then they dug deep and made it to the finals, and then they took the Legion down in the finals. Now with Excessive and Dynasty has been beating them like over and over and over and over. And Excessive finally got the upper hand. You've seen like crazy sponsorship changes. You see the introduction to the Ego. Introduction. I'm trying to like not do what you're doing right now.
Oh my god!
Not to fucking cough my heart out.
I'm fucking dying.
Or my lungs.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Anyway,
I'm having a strunk.
Oh, call the
God damn
Bondulet.
it.
Call the Bondulet. Bon John's the name.
Jesus Christ.
That is
Anyway,
the greatest fucking meme of all time.
I'm probably gonna have to go. Probably gonna have to go with watching Trauma take down Legion.
You serious?
Probably. Yeah, serious.
I had that on the trigger ready because I thought you were going to say Dynasty for excessive, but I didn't want to waste my setup of putting the mouse over it, so I just threw it on
My
there.
God. No, that was mine.
Oh God. Oh fuck
Next
me.
question.
All right, so TC, do you have one?
Just a basic one. What do you prefer? Would you rather play in hot or cold?
Probably cold. How cold? Because red
Yeah.
versus
No,
red
no,
versus
that's a fair
red
question.
versus blue
Fair
be
question.
cold sometimes, and that shit's kind of miserable.
Cold, let's say, I mean, not like 0. Let's say like 25 degrees. No wind.
Hot. My all my stuff's gonna work a lot better.
All right, hold on. Let me get some
Yeah.
specifics.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Specifics.
so
How hot?
30 degrees, no wind.
What's the barometric
Or-
pressure?
I don't know.
Oh, well, then I can't answer this
or-
fucking question.
100 degrees.
Fuck. No.
Humidity.
100 degrees with humidity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the hot because that's how it is down here in Savannah during the fucking summer.
Yeah, I'm taking cold.
I'd rather take the hot. I know for a fact all my stuff's gonna fucking work. Paint might be a little bit of of a problem, but I'm also used to fucking embracing the suck when it comes to the heat and everything. If I can handle doing all kinds of dumb army shit and like fucking up armored shit, I can handle playing paintball in the heat.
We'll
I'm gonna
see.
choose fucking paintball.
I'm not acclimated to that shit, so probably cold. Even though I do hate like when we go to red versus blue. Like last year wasn't that bad. I was out of my hoodie by like 7:30.
First one
The
sucked.
first one was fucking ass, bro. It was like 20 degrees
was
until
cold.
12 o'clock. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm probably gonna say cold, just to be honest. I mean, like I could play in the hot. Like I'll put a t-shirt on and arm pads, and I will break out fucking joggers for that. But that's probably why I don't like it so much, is because I'm still wearing all this old shit and black long sleeves and stuff. Like I did that 1v1 tournament, and I was wearing my Draxus pants and a black long sleeve and my arm pads. And by the, I think I placed 5th out of 19th. And when I was playing my last match, there was a point where I could have shot old boy. All I had to do was run from one tower to the next because he was looking left. And if I would have ran to that tower and wrapped, I could have shot him in the back. But I was so fucking gassed because I'm not, I'm not athletic by no means. So I was so gassed. I was like, if I run to that tower and he just so happens to wrap, he's going to catch me. And I don't think I can get there quick. So I tried to like kind of snap battle him out, and he clipped me on my elbow coming back in. But all I had to do was literally run like 10 feet and wrap, and I could have advanced. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so fucking gassed and hot by it, and we all were, but I was so gassed by it, I didn't want to advance. And when I got knocked out, I was like, hell fucking yeah, I'm just glad I didn't get shut out,
Yeah.
So I was fifth out of 19th and not play for a long time. I was super happy about that.
It's not bad.
I also did win a buy round in the coin toss, so I kind of cheated.
I'm gonna take the hot because if I could wear fucking like body armor and a fucking ACH like my Kevlar and army uniforms and extra gear and shit like that and go ruck like fucking 30 miles, I'm taking the paintball in the hot. I hate being cold like that. I don't mind being out and about in the freezing cold. That doesn't bother me, but trying to be active in the cold, for some reason, that just makes me fucking miserable and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Because like my body temperature fluctuates too much, because if I'm hot, if I'm hot and I'm, playing paintball after one point, I'm good to go. Catch my breath for like fucking a minute or two, and I'm good. If it's cold and I'm out there like fucking sweating and warming up my body and shit, and I come off and I cool down, it sucks. Like that, my body does not react well. Never has.
I will say this. I'm kind of thinking like I don't think I want to change my answer because playing would be I would warm up playing, but I'm thinking back to when I worked at the paper mill, dude. One of the coldest fucking nights I have ever worked in. We were shut down and they called and said there was a problem in the mill. They needed us to bring up the wood yard, and I went up to the crane and fired it up, and I primed the grapple because I knew the hydraulics were cold. It was like 16 degrees in South Carolina. Like it was cold.
God
cold.
damn.
It was fucking cold. It was the coldest night I have ever worked to date. And so I let the grapple prime, and I let it run for a while, let it warm up because I knew that shit was thicker than a fucking Snicker in there. And because it had been, this was like 2 a.m, and they shut the crane down at 7 p.m. when we got there. So they called, said they needed it brought back up. I went up to the crane, and I go to take the grapple out the grapple stand and open it all the way, and I hit the open button, and it blows the fucking cap off of the cylinder, like where the cylinder extends and retracts.
Yeah.
Where you pack it or whatever, it blew that fucking cap off, and the only thing they could figure was that the oil was just so cold and thick, like it was trying to push that oil through, like it had so much pressure. So I had to put it right back in the grapple stand. So it was literally like ding, 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 bam, ding, 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 boom, boom, back in the stand. And I had to go down there and help maintenance put that bitch back on because they had one dude there for the whole fucking area for the night, and we were in it from like 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and it's windy. But TC said no wind, but it was windy. It was like 18 degrees. Dude, it was fucking miserable. And I couldn't feel my hands by the end of it. And I literally, like, that was my second to my last night for the week. I didn't come in the next night. I was like, dude, I had enough of this bullshit because it was supposed to be just as cold the next night. And my homie called me. He was like, hey, I think y'all are going to be down all night. And I'm like, yeah, well, fucking put me on the books. I had enough of bullshit last night. But that was fucking miserable. And I've had plenty of times where I worked out there in the scorching heat, and it wasn't that bad. So I kind of want to change my answer, but I kind of don't. But
yeah, mine's almost the opposite of what you said, Daniel. I don't mind playing in the heat, and I can deal with the heat. But I just hate it. And on the flip side, on the flip side, if the wind's not blowing, I mean, it can be 15 degrees outside, and I love it. I love the way it feels in the cold. I love cold air coming into my lungs if I'm running or doing something like that. It doesn't bother me at all. I love it.
Yeah,
but I don't want it windy.
Like I would say, like maybe probably the last 6 or 7 years, I've basically learned to love the colder weather. I enjoy it way more. Like I used to be like, oh, I can't wait for the fucking summer. Be like, fuck the winter. Now I'm like, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for hoodie weather. I can't wait for like this. Like I went to Ace Hardware when I was cooking for Thanksgiving at PJ's like a year or two ago, or whatever. And I got like a $30 jacket from there because I forgot mine at the house. And I'm like, oh, okay. God, oh, this is nice. And then like I'm just comfortable. Like I like it, man. There's this flight jacket that's like specifically for aviation. It's supposed to be like fire resistant flight unit. And like out and about in the cold, I'll put my little army beanie on, put that flight jacket on, and I'm good to go. Like I don't wear any we call them ninjas and waffles. It's kind of like long johns or whatever. There's like a lighter version that's like silk kind of stuff, and then we have the waffles is like the thicker shit. And you'll see people like wearing like the pants that are with the jacket. It's supposed to be like cold weather kind of shit. I'll just wear the jacket and the beanie and I'm good to go. And during the summer, I'm like, oh, this is fucking miserable. Because like, especially like if you're on the flight line and you're like working out there, there's nothing to cover you unless you're like inside the helicopter. If you have to work on the rotor up top, you're bare sun. It fucking sucks. In the winter, I can just, all right, I'm just gonna fucking put my gloves on and work, and I'm fine. You know.
Yeah. You know what sucks
Yeah.
is when it's cold. It's so cold outside. Like I look forward to the warmer weather so that when I get up for work in the morning, I can just go out there and crank my shit up and go. I don't have to fucking defrost nothing or anything like that because I drive a bunch of old shit, Daniel. Okay, everybody doesn't have brand new shit, so I don't have remote start. My wife has remote start, but I don't. And then my Peterbilt is an '07, so what's going to happen this winter is I'm going to have to leave here, drive a couple minutes down the road to my Peterbilt, crank that bitch up, let it defrost, and let it warm up. So it's, oh god, I'm not looking forward to this shit at all. Fuck the cold weather, man. I'm going back to hot. I'm gonna play in the hot weather. y'all talk me out of it.
That's the only thing I don't mind, or I can't stand. Rather, yeah, I said that completely wrong. I cannot stand that type. Since it's going on, fucking, yeah, it's damn near midnight for us. I'm gonna ask this question, all right, and this is what I have the fucking star by. Would you rather
Yes.
relive the junkyard days, right? Playing in
Glory day.
pl- playing in that era, you know, for us, like personally, or the first time stepping on the speedball field? Which one would you rather relive? Like, let's just say you have. I'll give you a scenario. I'll give you like a little fucking dream, little flashback thing. You get to relive those moments for like a month. I'll give you a time travel card. You get to go back in time for a month, and every single day you either go play at the junkyard and relive those days, those golden days, or experience playing on a speedball field for the first time.
For those that don't know, for context, real quick, that you might have missed it, the junkyard was a field that Daniel and TC, I had a very minimal part in putting it together. It was a block of woods. It was at a block of woods at a friend's house. I think it was like a friend's granddad's property. They let us set, like, we took shit from our parents' house, like tin and pallets and shit, because we found a bed of fucking rattlesnakes under one of them. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to cut out all this fucking coughing because I'm dying. But anyways, so the junkyard essentially was just this nice area of just fucking pine trees. It was like a pine tree thicket, and it was, you know, we had tin and fucking pallets and TC. There was like a washer and a dryer and shit in there.
Yeah, the frame of them.
Yeah, so, you know, like, that's why we called it the junkyard. But I did have a lot of fun there. I'd be interested. I'll let you go first, TC. Like, what do you think?
I mean, if we're going that compared to the first time I ever played speedball, then I would have to go with the junkyard, because of the fun we had there. The very first time I ever played speedball, or was on a speedball field, I'm trying to remember where it was, but the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't know what's going on. So, you know, it was completely new.
Yeah.
As far as coming from the junkyard. You know, I knew that type of ball. I knew Woods ball, and like you said, it was ours essentially. So I would have to pick it just based on that. Now going forward, you know, if the opportunity, if it was, you know, play back then every day or play on a speedball field every day, you know, to get better, if it's speedball, even in that time. But yeah, if it's that versus my first time on a speedball field, I'm going junkyard.
Does it have to be the first time I played speedball, or can I make it like the first time I played at Liberty?
I'm gonna say,
Let me ask,
you want to
because
it's basically reliving a moment, right?
Because the junkyard wasn't the first time I played in the woods, right? So
yeah,
Fair.
oh God. Because if I had to choose that between the first time I played speedball, I'm going to the junkyard. Because the first time I played speedball was like Rental Titman, the mixed match field at Duck and Dive, you know, blah blah blah.
I mean like with this stuff here, like with fucking,
God. Like if I'm going to the junkyard, if I'm going to the junkyard with that.
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about, like, so the first time actually playing speedball with actual speedball setup, reliving that moment, or reliving reliving the golden days of playing at the junkyard.
I'm going to Liberty. Yeah.
You doing Liberty?
I'm going to Liberty because Liberty gave me the same feeling that the Cage skate park in Florence did and ACP ended up doing it when they had the 2 X-ball fields blown up at the same time. Like if we weren't the ones that fucking did it first. Like if we were a little bit late and they already had the X's blown up, you pull up. But Liberty gave me that feeling like when you pull up to the field and they have this giant orange X out there, and I'm looking at a field that pros that I've been watching on DVDs have been playing on. It's just it's exhilarating. And like when I used to pull up to the skate park in Florence, I couldn't skate worth a fuck, but I was so happy to be there, and it just gave me such a feeling of just joy and just wanting to be there. I got that at Liberty too. I didn't get that much at Duck and Dive when it became ACP and we had the 2 X-ball fields. That changed, and I started accepting it as home. But like when we would skip out on Liberty and go to Duck and Dive because Lee wanted to, I didn't want to be there. I would have rather have been at Liberty. And a lot of it had to do with the attitudes of some of the people that were at Duck and Dive that carried on into ACP through the new ownership. But I don't know. It was just a different feeling for me back then. I would much rather relive that, but not to discount the fun that I had at the junkyard. That is forever a piece of me.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from, but I'm gonna have to agree with TC on this one because it was ours. Like we put the time and effort into it. That's where everything started. Like honestly, if not for the junkyard, we probably wouldn't have this fucking podcast because that was essentially where our little, I guess you could say, little paintball endeavor kind of started. Like the actual physical part of it, because we all did the playing in the woods like that, but then we tried to make essentially speedball / woods ball. Essentially, we're trying to have like a hybrid type of shit, but like in the local area, like with the other fucking teenagers and shit that were playing around paintball, like trying to play in woods and trying to play as serious as they could for the area that we lived in. We were kings. You know what I mean? Like
we
were
was kings.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Fuck.
We were the heroes for the day, Like almost every funny fucking paintball story we have is from like either the junkyard or at what was that dude? Fucking Michael's house or some shit like that. When we had that little 3-man or whatever the fuck we played. But
There's some good funny stories at your house too.
Oh Jesus Christ, yeah.
Or mine, the backyard.
Yeah. Like, but when we got like, it's kind of like the Sandlot. You know how like they took the time to make the fucking the field theirs.
No, I
that's
feel
the
you.
way that that's why I have to pick that one. I have to pick the junkyard. Like relive that, rather than playing speedball for the first time. Now, granted, like me playing speedball for the first time, like on blown up bunkers and shit like that, not counting the elongated pipe and the fucking water crates and shit. I don't really count that. Like the hyperball stuff.
Yeah.
Don't really count that. I'm trying to say like, stepping at Liberty and then going Duck and Dive. And then when ACP became, our mecca with the 2 fields and all the other fucking, home teams and shit with Fracture and so on and so forth. Now, to me, that's a different era.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? So reliving playing speedball for the first time versus being able to play at the junkyard, like just like time travel back into those moments, I'm going to choose the junkyard every fucking time for me.
The cool thing about the junkyard was that, which I wasn't a huge part of this endeavor. Like there was a lot of times where I sat out of this whole deal. I played a handful of times with you guys, but we fucking mollywopped everybody that played us. Like everybody fucking sucked. Like we was kings. You know what I mean? So yeah. Bitches, bunch of
flip side
bitches.
to that question too, just think of it this way, just as that experience playing in the junkyard or the experience playing speedball. If I'm just thinking back, and granted, first time I played speedball was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, probably 25 years ago. I will never forget the adrenaline rush of the first time stepping, or the second time, because I immediately got shot out the first time. Of stepping on the speedball field or playing speedball, that adrenaline rush is I mean, Daniel's obviously in the military, so he has some different experience, but for me in a civilian life, that adrenaline rush is unmatched.
Oh, it's a different type of adrenaline rush. The military adrenaline rush doesn't fucking compare to that one.
Getting shot at.
Yeah,
like
no,
the
dude,
scene from Jarhead where he's running across the
that's a
desert.
different type of fucking adrenaline. That's
Do
not
not
an
fucking
enjoyable adrenaline.
Do not fucking die. Do not fucking die.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal is goated. Let's just say that right here.
Yeah, great movie. Y'all still need to watch Warfare if you haven't seen it.
Yes, I need to. Yes, sponsored by no. No, all respect to the Junkyard. I've enjoyed all of my time there for the most part. There were a couple of days where I was like, "Fuck this place." I'm tired of getting bullied. But yeah. I mean, I don't want it. Like I wouldn't go back to do the speedball if it erased my memories of the Junkyard, right? So, but yeah, I would rather go to Liberty. But that's just me. I enjoy it's just like the thing with the 10-man. I enjoy myself on 5-man speedball way more than I've ever had in the woods, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So red versus blue. That's just the thing I do to go see the homies. You know, I don't have a ton of I have fun, but I don't have a whole bunch of. I don't have more fun than I do like going to fucking hoppers and running points. You know.
Yeah.
So.
We need to get TC going because since now I'm not leaving until like late March, like the end of March, beginning of April is when my projected move is now. I should be able to go play Red versus Blue if they have it this year. And I even threw out the idea at TC. I said, "Hey PJ, how about Red versus Blue? Me and you are the generals." And I did like the eyes, and he goes, "Abso-fucking-lutely not." I was like,
No.
I knew that was gonna be his. I don't want to do that
No.
shit either. I was like,
Hell
that'd be good
fucking-
content.
Hell
But-
fucking no.
Where is it?
Rock
It's
Hill.
in Rock Hill.
Or I'm sorry, not where is it? When is it?
January,
January?
February, first of the year.
Nice and cold.
Where it's
especially
fucking
up in Rock
where
Hill.
it's fucking cold, hell yeah. The first year we went was gangster cold, like shoot your fucking grandma in the face cold, but like yeah. Next question.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. For sure. And like you said, hoppers, I just get final weekend that I can do it, and I'll ride down there with PJ or whatever we can.
Yeah, I need to.
'Cause
Now
we all
that
know I'm
now
not
that it's cool.
driving.
Yeah, now that it's cooling down, you know, I want to go play. It's been fucking 150 degrees every weekend here. You know, now I get every weekend off, so I don't feel like I have to cram everything in 2 weekends now. So like if I want to break away for a Sunday, I'm gone.
Do that soon.
Yeah, I plan on it.
Okay, I'll give you all options. Only have.
I'm sucking it. Oh,
Risk it for the.
Oh
what?
shit! Come on over, dude. No, I have 2 questions. I'm gonna read out both, and I'll just let y'all pick which one y'all want to answer since we're running a little late here. I have. Would you rather see more factory fade anno options for like new markers, or leave it like it is? Essentially, have the old school colors come out, like like the Dye DM6 fades and shit like that. Would you rather see more of that, or the colors and like options that you have now?
can I have both?
I don't, maybe, but the other question. Hold on, because I'm gonna let y'all choose between the 2 questions. And the other question was, would you rather fund a pro team, help that program? Like, let's just say you were, like one of the fucking millionaires, paying in towards a fucking pro team, or would you rather like start/run a paintball brand /business like Pro DNA?
Okay, so first off, fuck all the funding. I'm not no. So yeah, unless I need a very big tax write-off to show a loss.
Well, I mean,
then
like
I'm
funding. You're kind of like funding, running, and like coaching and shit like that for like helping a pro team and shit.
no, fuck all
The
that.
you and me is saying no.
Yeah, the Stein Thomas Stein Weinstein, but no. Yeah, I really just don't want to go pay in a bunch of money for it.
And hey, if I've got the money, if I've got that kind of money, and those are my options, I'm setting up my own field or my own team or whatever. Not team, but my own field or my own whatever. Yeah,
If I need to show a tax loss, I'm fucking getting into paying for paintball shit.
100%.
Like I need you to lose $100,000 this year. Hey, mouse. But yeah, but no.
What was the other one?
The gun. Would you rather have the OG fade anos or like the two tone? I am a fan of the two
Anno
tone.
options.
Yeah,
More anno options.
I'm a fan of the two tone, like the solid color body, and the different barrel back, eye covers, feed neck clamps, shit like that. Like
Accents.
I like that. But we lean on nostalgia over here at the Center 50. That's the whole fucking reason the name is the Center 50, because when we say that, we think of the X.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd love to see some fades. I'd love to see some fades come back. There was I think it was Miami Effect just posted some LV2s and shit. They were like black to yellow fade, something like that, if I recall right. But that shit was badass. I have to go back and look. I don't know if I had to choose between one or the other. Like, yeah, if I could sneak in a couple of like fade anos onto what we have now, then yeah, I'd drop them in. But if I had to choose between one of the two, I'd probably say leave it like it is, because I like my gun. My gun is white essentially, and it gets its little bit of personality through the teal accents.
Right.
That's how I think about it.
So when I wrote this question down, this was another question where I was like, I can't really because I want both. I want more options essentially. I would rather see honestly more fades than like the two-tone stuff.
That's
here.
an amazing example right there on YouTube.
I like this, right?
Yeah.
I'm pointing for those that aren't fucking on the YouTubes. I'm pointing at my infamous CS3. It's like the dark slate gray with like this, polished silver or whatever the fuck it is, accents. But like even like for those, like it has the barrel back, and then it has like the barrel tip, and it has like the accents there. I have the infamous trigger on there is red, but for me, just for going back to nostalgia and everything, it's the whatchamacallit, the diadem fades. And then I remember when Planet Eclipse did their fades, I really don't want to continuously grab shit off my fucking shelf. But here goes PJ. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do it too. 1 second.
For YouTube, it might show. I got the fade. I got the blur on the background, but it ain't really wanting to show. Black to blue fade DM4. You can't really see it because I got the Discord blur background going on or whatever. But
all right, here's mine.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Yeah,
silver to blue fade. 05 Ego, right? One of my favorite 05 Egos. It was the fade, right?
That is a beautiful marker.
Like,
yeah,
it's an awesome fucking color, right? But then you have shit that pops that, like, when we started playing, this was like the colorway to have that was considered quote ag, was the vampire shit.
Oh yeah,
the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about when it say that more anno options.
I like that better.
Like, so this kind of like, I just want the options. You know what I mean? Like this kind of fucking. For those that don't know, I'm holding up one of the Ken Griffey Jr. fucking Ego 8s, one of the rarest 08 Egos. No big deal. But actually, my thing with that is just, I just want more options, because one, the cost of everything is just through the fucking roof now. Unless I want something crazy like a fucking splash or something like that, then yeah, I'm gonna send it off. But if I want a fucking fade, I just want the option to have that, buying it straight from the fucking factory, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know like so much other shit comes into play with like and costs, like doing the shit, downtime, like you can fucking name it, man. Like I'm pretty sure there's other fucking factors and formulas that tie into that. And I guarantee you that they probably just do all these solid fucking colors and then just part swap them in the fucking factory.
It is that is the most cost effective way to color a marker.
Yeah, which is fine. Yeah. Whatever they got to do to help, cut costs, that we get actually like good product and everything. But I'm nitpicky on this one. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of like nitpicking this one. I just want more options. That's just me. Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I like the Ken Griffey Jr. Ego was a perfect. Now you're holding the 05. It's like a silver to blue fade. It's a beautiful marker. But just the accents, like the vampire was one of my favorite markers. Like, and a lot of people hate it, but like the Lagoon 09 Ego, the brown with teal
Gross.
accents, love it. I fucking love it. You know,
No.
yeah, love it. But yeah, I have no further questions, Your Honor. I have a few, but we're running up on an hour and a half, and I have got
good
to
with that
get,
episode.
I've got to get to bed because we're going out of town this weekend, and we haven't packed a single fucking thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Y'all got plenty of
Hold
time.
on, hold on, hold on. You're going out of town. You tell you got to be back Friday at 11 a.m.
Why?
That's when Battlefield drops.
Yeah, we see. That ain't gonna fucking
We
happen.
need a third.
That ain't gonna happen.
Don't worry, TC. Me and you'll hold it down, bud.
It would be no different if I was playing. Y'all would have to carry me anyways.
Hey, look at that dead body.
it's PJ. Yeah. Yeah. So
TC, you go revive him. No way.
yeah, no way. Yeah, fuck TC for that, dude. Jesus,
No way.
goddamn. I'm fucking playing DMZ, get rolled up on by a damn squad, and TC's like hiding in the bushes, and I'm like, "Yo, pick me up." No way. And he gets in a car and drives off, and I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?" I'll just revive me, please. I have ray gun. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, this has been episode 101. Just like I said, fucking episode 100 ran into like 3.5 hours. I think it's our longest episode to date, if I recall.
As it should be.
Yeah, so just wanted to kind of throw something out, just a little good time listen for you fellas and gals and all the people listening out there in podcast land. And yeah, so I guess let's start wrapping this thing up. Let's carry it on out to Daniel. Tell everybody who our sponsors are, what they can get there, and how to get it.
Absolutely. So PlayStation. No, I'm just kidding. Fucking. So if you want your gear and you want to get your gear 10% off, you can go to ProDNA. You go to infamouspaintball.com for the YouTube. Here's your link right here. So if you go to that website and you use the code CENTER50 Center 50, you get 10% off everything across the website, everything but markers. I can't stress that enough. You will not get anything but laughed at if you try to put the code in for markers. If you want some headgear, they got it. If you want soft goods like protective gear, they got it. Lifestyle stuff like shorts, you want a shirt, they got it. You know, some barrels. They like literally have almost everything you need to get an entire setup from head to toe, and within a complete marker in your hand. Now, if you want to use the code for a tank, you can do that. If you want to use it for just the regulator or one of the Virtue hoppers that they have up there, you can do so. You just can't use our code on a marker.
Ever. Fucking ever.
Ever. Never. But you go to infamouspaintball.com, tell them that we sent you, and you'll get charged an extra 15%. I'm just kidding. Use our code, get 10% off. It's that
There you
easy.
go. There you go. TC, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Easy.
I was waiting on the quack. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's your final thoughts. So this has been 101. We do appreciate you guys riding with us, and we will catch you in 102.
Two. Look at that math.
Later.
Peace.